So this study is looking at early life intervention in a conventional beef setting. If we implement a slow release bolus at birth, so within the first 24 hours after this animal is born, how does this impact the ruminal environment, so the microbes that are inside the rumen, throughout the duration of those different stages of beef cattle production. This project is currently being funded through CDFA. Our lab actually applied for several, and we were lucky enough to secure 2. What a bolus is it goes into the animal, it sits in the rumen, so that very first chamber where the microbes are at, and then it slowly dissipates or releases that active ingredient over time. And so as calves are developing, or when they're born, they don't actually have a microbial population in the rumen. If we potentially introduce this active ingredient or the methane inhibitor early on, we might be able to mitigate or reduce the production of methane.
We want to, right after the animals are born, affect that gut health of the animals in a way that suppresses methane-forming microbes right from the start. Similar effects have been observed in humans and so on, where gut health affected early on in life might have an impact throughout the entire life of this individual. If you only have that limited interaction with animals, then putting a feed additive, let's say, into some kind of ration will not work. But what might work is that at the time that you vaccinate these animals, or at the time that you deworm these animals, and you can actually put something onto them or into them, like a bolus. And then once it's in there, you can forget about the treatment because it will happen automatically. And that's what makes it really beautiful for grazing animals.
We're going to start out at a cow-calf operation, so where the dam or the cow gives birth to a calf. That calf is going to stay with their mother until about 6 to 10 months of age. At that point, they're going to be weaned, and then they're going to venture off into either a stalker operation where they are managed continuously on rangeland or pasture land, or they'll go directly into the feedlot. The way in which we will be measuring enteric methane emissions throughout the duration of this trial is with a system that's known as the green feed. So the green feed is a system that drops a feed bait incentive to the animal every time that they go in, activate the machine, and then sit there and consume feed. And during that time at which they're consuming feed, the machine is collecting the emissions that they are emitting. We will put that trailer unit out on pasture, starting in the cow-calf phase, keep going through the stalker, and then when we get to the feedlot, they'll also have access to utilizing the green feed on a voluntary basis. Mohammed actually went through, and that's what he was doing, was outlining where our coordinates will be and the number of samples per pasture that we'll collect. Reason that we're forward sampling is we want to know what the grass has to offer these animals. So we want to look at the nutrient composition within the grass. Management in this type of setting is under all elements. You don't get to choose what weather you're under, but the job still has to get done. Are we good? I think we have everything.
Yeah.
Más o menos.
Más o menos.
Okay. Let's do it. We'll probably start in this pasture because it's right here next to the base. And then we can just work our way around until we get back to where we started.
We have defined latitudes and longitudes for every pasture sampling point that we're taking today. So we're gonna track it down, collect our sample, move to other point, and at the end, all the samples will be weighed and dried. It is a bit rainy, but it's beautiful.
And now we have found our coordinate, we've placed our quadrant. Now we're gonna go ahead and clip all of the forage that is within, put it in the bag, and then take it back and later on analyze it for nutrient content. This bolus essentially is going to provide a one-time application. So when this animal is born, you give it to them and there's no other changes to management for the producer. I think it's just worth mentioning that this project wouldn't be able to be executed on my own. I definitely have a lot of support from my peers and faculty as well as the staff here. Jordan, he is the one that manages the cow-calf herd through the animal science department, and he has played an essential role in the execution and delivery of this study. But I think you have to make it a fun learning environment. This work can be very stressful, the hours are odd, the elements are bad, and so if it's not fun, if it's not a learning experience, then the execution of these projects are not going to be as effective either. At the core, I grew up on a small cow-calf operation, so the love and the desire for it started there. But then being able to be incorporated in research and follow through and develop in my education to potentially be an impactful and supportive member for our producers is why I continue to do what it is that I do.